which I have very much the pleasure of introducing, which is 𝗖𝗵𝗵𝗺𝗁𝗂. And Martin is a specialist in public policy, sustainability, and social development with over 20 years of experience across Latin America. He currently serves as Director of Institutional Relations for the municipality of Godoy Cruz in Mendoza, Argentina. And throughout his career, he has served as project coordinator for the United Nations on citizen security issues across Latin America and the Caribbean. He's also been a researcher and advisor on citizen security for multiple international and national organizations, including UNICEF, UNDP, and IDP and Save the Children in 10 countries of the region, as well as being director at the Ministry of Security of Mendoza and coordinator of the National Arms Exchange Program. He holds a master's in social policy and planning, a diploma in social management, and a diploma in social project management, along with a degree in social communication. So with that, Martin, we very, very much appreciate you taking the time to join us and share your insights on this very important topic, which you do have quite a lot of experience, and we're so grateful for you to be sharing that with us today. So the question that we would like to ask you is that we've coordinated previously, and you've described that climate change is not only an environmental challenge, but is also a safety crisis in our cities. So in your viewpoint, how can integrated planning, particularly approaches that combine climate adaptation with violence prevention through smart urban design, help cities build safer and more resilient communities?
Thank you so much, Nina. iClay team is honored to share a panel with Peter. I love his books, and Daniel, Antonio, and David. Please excuse my English. I will read some notes to try to express myself better. I would like to emphasize a third point that the climate change is not just an environmental issue. It's direct threat to safety in our cities. We can plan in isolation for climate adaptation and violence prevention. These are two sides of the same coin and need unified approach, especially at the local government level, my level of work. In my region, the Central Andes in South America is a clear example of the new reality. The climate crisis is already creating safety problems in cities from Argentina and Chile, for example. Let's look at real-life example. Water scarcity following a prolonged drought has led to conflict and a water crisis. In our cities, water rationing is reality and is creating social tension. The fight for water isn't just a big industrial issue. It's too a problem in our neighborhood. This situation creates opportunities for criminals to exploit people's needs, generating violence and weakening the local authority. On the other hand, wildfires have led to displacement and unsafe settlement. The fire that devastated the 𝗶𝘶 region of Chile in 2024 demonstrates how environmental disaster can become security crisis. They devastated entire neighborhoods, forcing thousands of families to flee, losing everything: their home, belonging, and social network. They often end up in vulnerable situations such as temporary shelter, where the risk of crime is much higher. In addition to this, when the rain finally came, it arrived in violent rainstorm, causing flood and landslide that destroyed critical infrastructure. We have seen neighborhoods get completely cut off from basic service. In time of chaos, criminal groups exploit the absence of state, and target vulnerable residents. Finally, the heat waves are impacting in daily life and increasing the violence. Rising temperature from urban heat island, straining power grid and leading to frequent outage. Studies show a clear link between long periods of high heat and increasing violence. Heat makes people more stressed, increase the alcohol use in public spaces, and leads to more fight and neighborhood conflict. So this example proves that climate change is also urban security crisis. So integrate planning must stop using separate budgets for separate problems and start designing projects that solve multiple issues at once. Strategies such as crime prevention through environmental design can be useful. This strategy shows that the physical layout of the base can promote and prevent the crime. So, if we use this tool in planning climate adaptation projects, we get a win-win. A city that is both resilient to climate risk is also safe for the people. We can create quality public space that are cool, comfortable, and well used. Let's look at practical example of integrated approach. Imagine a part of the city with high crime rates that also floods often. In traditional planning, the local government build and concrete the channel, and the security department puts more police patrol, two separate budget, two separate plan, and limited resources. With integrated planning, collaborate and unify team from urban planning department, environment, public work, and safety. The object isn't just the channel, but a resilient and safe public space. They build a park with green infrastructure for rainwater, efficient LED lighting, clear paths, and benches. This feature promotes space use and natural surveillance by neighborhood. And more importantly, this project is funded as a triple impact investment. Funding comes from the climate adaptation budget, stopping flood damage, the security budget, reduce crime, and the public health budget, promoting exercise and social connection. Every dollar invested has a triple return. Look at another case. Imagine a vulnerable neighborhood that suffers from extreme heat and feel unsafe at times. The traditional planning, the environmental department start a tree planting program, and the security department install new cameras. But if we integrate climate change mitigation and adaptation planning with violence prevention, the team use heat and crime map to identify priority areas. They not only plant native trees, but also replant all the street light with solar-powered LED and install water fountain. The project gets funding from Climate Fund, to lower temperature and energy use. The security fund, better lighting, and more people using the space reduce crime. The cost of the tree is justified as the climate and health investment. The cost of the light is justified as a measure for energy saving and crime prevention. To truly adapt violence prevention to climate we need to change the planning and budget in our cities. The goal is to invest wisely for mutual climate and security benefits, not simply to spend more. I would like to emphasize again this point. Every climate project should be seen as an opportunity to create safer city, and vice versa. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Martin. Really, really super, super interesting. I appreciate the analogy of environmental challenge and safety crisis being two sides of the same coin, and that the need for climate projects at the local level should be designed systematically to solve multiple things at once and not just siloed solutions, because these environmental challenges and safety touch upon a multitude of problems at the local level. So thank you once again so much for your presentation.